Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I am going to make this really quick. I'll tell you about this and give you a brief demonstration. One of my favorite things I've ever bought at Harbor Freight is this cheap little, I think I spent maybe $2, $3 tops for it. Over 10 years ago I bought this from Harbor Freight. Handheld knife sharpener. You see there the brand is Gordon. I don't know if it's the same brand. I will find and put links in the description both to an equivalent sharpener on Amazon and also to it on Harbor Freight's website. But this thing is, with certain limitations, outstanding. Okay, and I'll tell you what I mean here in a minute, so hang in there. Okay, so I got a really highfalutin studio set up here. One thing I want to point out, I'm happy, they say here on the tag, do not remove this warning label, and you see the date there, 0706, so it's been almost 12 years I have not removed the warning label. MD Lee, folks, 5% Jew, and all about safety. So I've got a few different knives here. I've got and I'll put links to these in the description, Amazon links. Helps me out, doesn't cost you anything extra. Blah, blah, blah. I've got what is this? A CRKT Drifter here. For the purposes of this video, I have intentionally doled up these knives a little bit. You can hear me doing that there against the edge of the diamond plate. This thing is outstanding at touching up an edge that might still be a little bit sharp, but it'll get that edge hair popping sharp. Sorry, sharp. Sorry, I moved the camera here. I'll see if I could pop any hair with this. It won't pop hair. Okay, so remember that spot on my arm. The key to this thing, don't try to make it do too much. You just take the weight of the knife and you draw it through there about 10 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is basically just honing up that edge, truing it up. Let's take the same spot on my arm, roughly. See there? All day. That's popping hair like nobody's business. 10 draws through there. That's the CRKT Drifter. Here we've got the Kershaw. Oh man, I forgot. This used to be my EDC knife. Let's say it's the Chill, something like that. Anyway, I'll annotate it in the description. I'll put an Amazon link. They may not even make this one anymore. Again, it's fairly dull. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not putting any real pressure on it, pretty much just the weight of the knife. I think that's 7, 8, 9, 10. You can, I've got overalls here, you can't brush it off on there if you want to break it up. Here we go. That one was actually a fair amount duller, but you could still see there the amount of hair that popped off of there. Let's do one more. The Milwaukee Knife. I carry this knife every day now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's try it. Actually, that's a little bit more grabby than I'd like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it again. Yep. Again, popping hair like nobody's business. So this works if you keep a knife touched up. What I try to do is touch up this knife here about every week or two, and it keeps it really like shaving sharp. Now you don't want to get a knife, an EDC knife, scary sharp. That's my opinion, because if it gets scary sharp, unless you got some super steel, and none of the blades on these qualify as super steels. These are 8CR13 MOV. This is some no-name steel. But unless they got some super steel in them, they're not going to keep that scary sharp edge. You just want a really good serviceable edge on there, and sharp enough to pop hair will be scary sharp for most people. You know what I'm saying? So I'll come back and talk about some of the limitations. Okay, so I showed you where it does work out well sharpening knives. I'm going to have to tell you though, for the sake of fairness and full disclosure, there are applications where this is not going to be the right sharpener for you. Right here I have, again, I will put links in the descriptions to some of these knives, links in the description. This is an Opinel No. 7. This is a knife from France. Really cool pocket knives. If I get enough interest, well, there are other places you can look on YouTube for reviews of these. I'm not going to get too deep into that. But one thing about these knives from Opinel, I don't know if it's because they're French or what, but these things come extremely dull from the factory, to the point where you really have to do some fairly heavy-duty sharpening on this knife in order to make it really all that usable. Now, I was always taught that a sharp knife is a safe knife, but maybe since this one's French, they think a dull knife is a safe knife. I don't know. When I say it's going to require reprofiling in order to make it sharp, I'm trying to clue you into the fact that this is not going to be the kind of sharpener that's going to work on a knife that needs that much metal removed. This sharpener is not good for situations where you have to remove a lot of metal. So if your knife has already had a decent edge at one point in time on it, this will bring that edge back most of the time. But something like this, where it's never had that good of an edge, you're going to have to go a different direction. Maybe eventually I'll make some videos about that if there's enough interest in it. But those are some of the limitations of this sharpener. So again, links in the description for all the stuff I showed in this video, anything I can find. Check out onlinetoolvendors.com. My web store is on there. And be sure to check out #MarcosTools. We've got giveaways going on Snap-on Tools right now. You can reference videos on my channel about that. It's really easy to do. You look up who the current groups are. You go over, you subscribe to their channels, you watch the contest giveaway entry videos, like, comment, subscribe on those, be in the United States for purposes of shipping, have your subscription list public, and you can be entered to win Snap-on Tools. Who doesn't like that? If you don't like that, there's probably something wrong with you. Anyway, until then, ta-ta for now.